Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Trending Topics class. My name is Joni Rampola, one of the registered licensed dietitians with Giant and Martin's. And today we are celebrating National Pineapple Day, which is actually tomorrow, but I love pineapple, so we're celebrating pineapple today. And we are going to make a Hawaii seared tuna with a pineapple sauce. And sauce and salsa can be the exact same ingredients, just salsa is pretty much fresh, and the sauce is either cooked or blended or pureed. So we're cooking our sauce today. Oh, here we go, advance, baby. All right. So National Pineapple Day is June 27th, and a perfect excuse to bring the tropical vibes. I'm wearing my yellow, I got my little lays on, and somewhere there's a little pineapple beret in my head. So how do you pick the perfect pineapple, right? We get asked that question a lot in store. So you can smell it, and smelling the bottom of it is where it's the sweetest. You can squeeze it. It shouldn't be mushy. It should give just a little bit. That's how you know it is ripe. And a color check. It shouldn't be all green. It should have that golden glow. Some of them and many of them still have green on it because they don't want them to go bad by the time that they hit your home. But you don't want all green. If it is all green, set it a few days on the counter. So if you want it to sweeten up for you, no matter what the color, here's what you do, and I didn't know this. You flip it upside down and store it. So the top, the green leaves of the pineapple, you can just hold them and twist them right off and then stand the pineapple on its head. And the base is the sweetest. And when you stand it upside down for a day or two, all the sweetest juices run through it and the pineapple tastes sweeter all the way through. So some fun pineapple tips and hacks for National Pineapple Day. You can freeze pineapple, right? If you buy those frozen chunks or you cut up your own frozen, it's a great post-workout snack, or you can add them into your smoothie. You can freeze it with different flavors, like a splash of lime juice for a little bit of a tangy twist. Pineapple isn't just for fruit salads like we may think of it. You can grill it with tuna like we're doing today, or some people grill it and stick a ring of pineapple on their burger, which I think is delicious. It pairs well with protein like chicken or tofu. Adding to salsa, which is again almost the same ingredients that we're using today, the pineapple, the red onion, the jalapeno is delicious. You can stir it in a slaw mix for that sweet crunch. So I like the rainbow slaw mix. Make a slaw out of that with some pineapple is really delicious. And pineapple is a natural meat tenderizer. It contains bromelain, which is an enzyme that actually breaks the protein down. So when you're marinating, you don't want to leave it in there, like 2 or 3 days. You'll get mushy protein. You gotta just marinate for an hour or two in that marinade if it contains pineapple. So that's a good tip, right? I didn't know that. I love this little picture, little pineapple with his party glasses and hat on. So you can make your own pineapple water and sip your pineapple with fresh pineapple chunks or mint in there. It's hydrating and delicious. That bromelain enzyme that is in pineapple supports digestion and can help reduce bloating. So we say it's good for gut health. And most people, when they use pineapple, they cut out the core and just stitch it, and you can eat the core. You can cube it for smoothies. You can simmer it in water if it's too hard to just chew. And add a little cinnamon for, some people call it detox tea or a pineapple tea. Or you can add that core, if you slice it real thin, to stir fries or other dishes. So it doesn't have to be thrown away. So this is what we're making today, a Hawaii seared tuna steaks with pineapple sauce. And one of the reasons I love this, not only is it absolutely delicious, but it earns 3 guiding stars. And It is ready in just 25 minutes. So by the time I start making it, we're gonna kind of go through the steps quickly so we hit that less than 25 minutes. But just want to refresh what guiding stars are. So if you look at our shelf tag to the right of that is normally where you'll find guiding stars. 1 star is good, 2 stars is better, 3 stars is best. Products that earn guiding stars have more vitamins, minerals, fiber, whole grains, omega-3 fatty acids, and less saturated fat, trans fat, added sodium, and added sugar. I'm looking at a question now. I'm hoping you can help with how long to cook tuna. Oh, yes. So we are searing a tuna today. So just about 5 minutes. We'll make the inside red and raw. If you want to cook it all the way through, you can. I think of that, tuna is made to have a little bit of red inside, but you could see the 2 outsides of the tuna should be brown. And you could see a little stripe of red in the middle. That would be how you know that it is done. All right, where do you find guiding stars? In our stores on the shelf tags, and there's a price again to the right of the price. That's more typical. What you see is just that little bar going down the apple, and then if it gets a star there. It will be on the front of packaging of our store brand or our brand packaging. You can find it on savory recipes, like this recipe that earns 3 guiding stars. Sometimes you'll find it in our weekly circular or our ads. And then on our dietitian materials, or if you're ordering from Giant or Martin's Direct, you can find it by clicking on an item and then scrolling down to nutrition information. If it earns a guiding star, you will find it there. So these are the ingredients for our recipe: a low sodium soy sauce, olive oil, orange juice, paprika, onion, our sushi grade tuna steaks, red bell pepper, pineapple, jalapeno, and some honey. In a large container with a lid, we're going to whisk together the soy sauce, olive oil, orange juice, and paprika. That's our marinade. We're going to cut the onion in half, slice half of the onion, and put that in our marinade with the tuna. The other half of the onion, we're going to dice it and hold that aside for the sauce. Then it says refrigerate your tuna for 5 minutes. Mine's probably going to be sitting here next to me, but that's okay because it's only 5 minutes. We're going to chop the bell pepper and pineapple into small pieces with the diced onion, put it in a pan with that diced jalapeno and cook that. Add some honey and orange juice to it to make our sauce. Then we're going to set our grill, which I have a grill pan here instead of a grill. And set the saucepan. Oh, so when you're cooking the sauce, you put it in a saucepan and you put the saucepan actually on the grill. But I'm just having my oven today. But so this can be a meal you can grill outside, which is awesome. You set your grill to medium high heat. If you're cooking outside, your saucepan goes there. When it's about 10 minutes in, that's when you take your steaks out of the marinade and put them on the grill. And then you serve your tuna with the pineapple. And then, just to remind you what's coming up, we're going to start creating our dish. But the last day of the month, Monday, Shayna is doing a mini lobster rolls with red, white, and blue chips. So that is in preparation for July 4th, because that first week of July after her class on Monday, we don't have class because our team is, many of us are off for the holiday. So reminder that there is no class tomorrow, but next Monday there will be. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And we are going to start creating. Excellent. Let me see what the questions are here. May want to share that the pineapple top can be stuck into a pot. Yes, yes, yes. And you can grow your own pineapple. It takes about 3 years to actually grow a pineapple, or it's a little decorative, absolutely. Repeat the storage of pineapple before peeling. Yes, so you can It has the green head. You can just twist the head to rip it off and store the pineapple upside down. And that way, since the base of the pineapple is what's connected to the plant, the base is the sweetest, and then all the juices run down. How to peel a whole pineapple. So you can just take a knife and peel the skin off of it. Um, Or they sell pineapple corers that like have a little hole in the middle for the core, and then it's a circle and you just push it down and it cuts off a lot of pineapple. So you'll have more waste that way, but then you don't have to take a knife and cut off all the ends. All those ways work. So, all right, let's get cooking here. So first I'm gonna make my marinade, 3 tablespoons of a low sodium soy sauce. So I am using Taste of Inspirations reduced sodium soy sauce. And just want to let you know, it is reduced sodium, but it's still a high sodium product, soy sauce, even the reduced or low sodium versions. So I am just using a glass dish that I am going to marinate in. So I'm going to put it in here. And this is 3 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So that is our soy sauce. And then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And I am using our extra virgin olive oil, first cold extracted, my favorite one. And so this is also 1 tablespoon. Whoops, look at that. It's brand new. I didn't even open it yet. Didn't even know that. It helps to take the top off before you start pouring. It's my 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then the recipe calls for 2 cups of orange juice. So in my house, we're not really orange juice drinkers, and my store does have a fresh squeezed. So just because the fresh squeezed is the only one that has um, just 2 cups of orange juice, you can't buy just 2 cups in my store. I bought this one, but by no means is it any better or any worse than the others. Just what I did because of the quantity. So 1 cup goes in the marinade here. Oops. That is my 1 cup of orange juice, and we are going to put that in the marinade like that. And then 1 tablespoon of paprika. It's my paprika. Get my tablespoon in there. There we go. And then I don't know if anybody has like this lay flat in the drawer whisk that pops up. We gave these away, I think, last year to some of our in-store events. But that's what I'm using to whisk this up. And then I took my red onion and I sliced it, and we're going to put these slices in the marinade. I'm just going to first try and whisk in that paprika so it's not all sitting on top. And the onion is in there just to help give the tuna some flavor. So this is the sushi grade tuna, and that really means that it's thick enough that you can sear it in the pot and still not go through the heat, not go through the whole thing. The center can still be raw, and that's what a seared tuna is. You want a little bit of raw in the center. And this is the tuna steaks. They're nice and thick. I'm gonna just think only 2 of them are gonna fit in my marinade container right now, so that's all I'm gonna put in there. When you touch raw meat, whether it's fish or meat, you always want to wash your hands with soap afterwards. My sink is right in front of you. So I am washing my hands there. because you never want to touch something that won't be even if you're cooking your vegetable. When you touch a vegetable, it doesn't cook to high enough heat to kill any possible bacteria. All right, so I'm putting the lid on, then I'm just going to shake it up so that tuna gets well in the marinade. All right, and then we're going to start on our sauce. So this sits for 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that. And I'm going to start on my sauce. So I just have a little saucepan here in the back, and this is what you can put the ingredients in and put your saucepan, if it's one that's appropriate to be, on your grill, and then close the top of your grill and it'll be nice and cooked. But I'm just doing mine right here. So let me turn on my back burner. And let's see. So first, I took a whole bell pepper and chopped it. And we're going to put that in. I bought already cut up pineapple. You can certainly get a whole pineapple and cut your own, but I wanted to do the easy way, buy this. But what it said is really small diced, right? You know how tiny a salsa cut is. So this is what the pineapple looked like. And then I diced mine into these tiny, tiny little pieces. So I cut it up even further. And I'm going to put that in here as well. And then our diced onion. So half of the onion was sliced in slices, and that's in my marinade. The other half we diced, and we're putting that in here. And if the store sold red onion diced, I would have bought that. I hate cutting onion, but I cut it this time. All right. And then jalapeno. Jalapeno is the green, thin, medium length pepper. So it's thin, it's not like round like a bell pepper. When you cut it, you want to cut out the seeds and the ribs because they are more of a pungent flavor. And this is a little bit of the heat. The salsa comes from the jalapeno. So this is diced, and I'm putting that in there as well. All right, now we're going to add 1 cup of orange juice. So that would be the remainder of my orange juice will go in there. Gonna pour that in. And again, we're making a sauce, not a salsa. So a sauce is a little more runny. Put that in there. And what are we missing? Honey. So I just have my Nature's Promise honey. And it is 2 tablespoons, which I measured out. Get a little sweetness in there in addition to the pineapple. And then that just cooks for a little bit. We're going to cook it down. All right, I see I'm running shy on time, so I may want to start the heat on my steaks, my tuna steaks, and I am going to just throw one of them on the grill right now. I haven't really had the full marinating experience. You get a tongue to pick that baby up. I'm going to put one of these on there. All right. So while that is cooking, I am launching a little poll. It has 2 questions. We could do one at a time. How big was the world's largest pineapple? Was it 1 pound, 12.6 pounds, 18.3 pounds, or 50.9 pounds? Let's see what you think. fun to see the results come in. And then I'll just read the second question because I launched them both at the same time instead of separately, just because I thought that might be more fun. And then the second question is, how many pineapples does each plant produce annually? Is it 1? Is it 4? Is it 8? Is it more than 10? Give you another second to answer those two questions. These are my fun pineapple facts. All right, so the first answer, 66% of you got right. The biggest pineapple, or the largest pineapple in the world, was 18.3 pounds. And a little woman is holding it. So cute. So cute. That was in 2011 in Austria. And then the second question is, how many pineapples does each plant produce annually? And I didn't know this either. 36% of you got it right, and it's only one. One. That's it. One. How crazy is that? Right? Crazy is that? Just one pineapple. Yes. Funny, funny. Didn't know that either. But all right, so I'm gonna turn the heat up here in the front on my grill. So this is a grill pan. You know what? I should probably put a lid on it, see if it gets done any quicker. Because I do want to review the ad for this week, so I probably only have a minute to get this done and plated. Today is your mom's birthday. We love your classes. Happy birthday, Rosemary. Yay, happy birthday. Is it true you can regrow a pineapple by soaking the top in water? Yes. Yes, you could cut off just the top, and that part, if you plant it, it can regrow. That is true. Which is why sometimes the pink pineapple doesn't have the top, because they don't want you to be able to regrow a pink pineapple. It's a priority kind of seed. Yep, so what I think, oh, let me stir this here. I see my sauce is starting to boil. So my sauce looks about done. I'll show you what it looks like. Can you see that? It's like a hot salsa. Smells really good. The sweet of the honey and the pineapple with the jalapeno and onion just smells really delicious. I am sure that my tuna is not yet done. But you know what? I might call it done. So how you tell if it's done, I'm just going to show you this, is you look at the side. So right now I could tell it's not done because there's such a huge gap. You want just a little gap in between. So a little bit should be not cooked, but you want the top brown and the bottom brown. My bottom isn't brown and my top should be browner. So I am gonna let that just, my sauce on simmer. And I'm gonna just let that cook. And I am gonna share my screen again and go through the ad with you. And then when we're done looking at what's coming up, then I'll show you the end result picture or send it out. Now let me stop the recording.